Episode 1, The Hidden Door. In the sleepy town of Willow Creek, where maple trees whispered secrets and fireflies danced at dusk, 10-year-old Mirabel stood outside the old library. Its stone walls loomed like a castle, and its windows glowed with a golden promise of adventure. Summer break had just begun, and Mirabel's heart buzzed with the kind of curiosity that could turn a boring day into a grand quest. Her best friend, Chase, shuffled beside her, clutching a backpack stuffed with gadgets he'd built from spare parts. His brown eyes darted nervously toward the library's creaky front door. "Are you sure about this, Mirabel?" Chase asked, his voice wobbling like a loose bicycle wheel. "My mom says the library's basement is off limits. What if we get caught?" Mirabel grinned, her dark curls bouncing as she adjusted her favorite red headband. "Oh, Chase, where's your sense of adventure? Nobody's been down there in years. What if there's treasure? Or a secret map? We'll be heroes." Chase sighed but followed her inside. The library smelled of dusty books and polished wood. Mrs. Williams, the librarian, was busy shelving novels, humming a tune. Mirabel winked at Chase, and they tiptoed past her, slipping through a door marked, "Staff Only." A narrow staircase spiraled into darkness below. Mirabel's sneakers squeaked on the steps, and Chase's flashlight beam danced like a nervous firefly. At the bottom, they found a damp basement lined with forgotten crates and cobwebs. In the corner, a bookshelf sagged under the weight of ancient books. One book caught Mirabel's eye. Its leather cover shimmered with emerald light, and strange symbols swirled across it like living ink. She reached for it, her fingers tingling. "Mirabel, don't!" Chase whispered, but it was too late. The moment her hand touched the book, the room hummed. The symbols glowed brighter, and a gust of warm air swirled around them. The bookshelf rumbled, sliding aside to reveal a glowing archway. Colors shimmered within it, like a rainbow caught in a soap bubble. Mirabel's heart raced. This was no ordinary basement. "Whoa," she breathed. "Chase, look! It's a portal!" Before Chase could protest, Mirabel grabbed his hand and pulled him through. The world spun, and they landed on soft grass under a sky painted with stars. Towering trees glowed with golden leaves, and vines pulsed with light. In the distance, a sign read, "Enchanted Zoo," in curly letters. The air smelled of honey and adventure. "Where are we?" Chase stammered, brushing dirt off his jeans. Before Mirabel could answer, a cheerful voice called out. "Well, hey there, kids! You look lost." Swinging from a vine was a figure in a red and blue suit, his mask grinning with friendly eyes. He landed with a clumsy thud, then struck a heroic pose. "I'm Spider-Man. Welcome to the Enchanted Zoo. Gotta say, you're the first visitors in ages." Mirabel's jaw dropped. "Spider-Man? Like, the Spider-Man? With webs and super strength?" Spider-Man chuckled, scratching his head. "Sorta. I'm a magical version, summoned by that portal you just tumbled through. I help keep this place safe. Or, well, I try. Things have been a bit off lately." "Off how?" Chase asked, clutching his backpack tighter. Spider-Man's voice softened. "The animals here? They're special. Each one has a magical gift. But something's draining their magic. They're losing what makes them shine." Mirabel's heart sank. She loved animals more than anything. Back home, she fed stray cats and nursed injured birds. The thought of magical animals in trouble made her want to help right away. Then we'll fix it, she declared. Right, Chase? Chase gulped. Sure. But how? Before Spider-Man could answer, a low, sad trumpet echoed through the trees. The ground shook slightly, and a massive shape lumbered into view. It was an elephant, her gray skin speckled with faint silver stars. Her trunk drooped, and her big eyes glistened with worry. "This is Ellie," Spider-Man said gently. She used to trumpet so beautifully, it made the whole zoo glow. Now her song's just quiet. Ellie shuffled closer, her ears flapping. "I'm sorry," she said, her voice soft and wobbly. "I don't know what's wrong with me. I try to sing, but it's like my magic's gone." Mirabel stepped forward, her hand brushing Ellie's rough trunk. "Don't worry, Ellie. We'll help you find your song again. Won't we, guys?" Spider-Man nodded, but Chase looked unsure. "Mirabel, we don't even know where to start. What if this place is dangerous?" Mirabel ignored his worry and knelt beside Ellie. "Tell me, Ellie, what did your trumpet feel like before?" Ellie's eyes sparkled with memory. "It felt like joy. Like I was sharing my heart with the world. I'd trumpet, and flowers would bloom, and the other animals would dance." Mirabel smiled. "That sounds amazing. Maybe you just need a little reminder of that joy. What makes you happy?" Ellie thought for a moment. "I love splashing in the starlit lagoon. The water sparkles, and I feel so free." "Then let's go there," Mirabel said, jumping up. "Maybe splashing will help you remember your magic." Spider-Man led the way, swinging through the glowing jungle. Chase trailed behind, muttering about reckless plans. The lagoon shimmered under a canopy of twinkling vines, its water reflecting the stars. Ellie waded in, her trunk spraying water playfully. Mirabel laughed and splashed her, while Spider-Man did a goofy backflip into the lagoon. "Come on, Chase!" Mirabel called. "It's fun." Chase hesitated, then joined them, giggling as Ellie sprayed him. For a moment, the zoo felt alive with laughter. Ellie raised her trunk and let out a soft trumpet. It wasn't loud, but it made the water ripple with faint silver light. "You're getting there, Ellie!" Mirabel cheered. "Try again. Think of how happy you are right now." Ellie closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and trumpeted. This time, the sound was clear and bright, like a bell ringing through the night. The lagoon glowed, flowers bloomed along the shore, and the trees swayed as if dancing. Ellie's stars sparkled brighter, and she beamed. "I did it!" Ellie cried. "Oh, thank you, Mirabel." "Thank you, Chase and Spider-Man." Spider-Man high-fived Mirabel. "Nice work, kid. You've got a knack for this." Chase grinned, his nerves fading. "Okay, that was pretty cool. But what's next?" As they celebrated, a chill crept through the air. The trees rustled, and a dark shape flickered at the edge of the lagoon. It wasn't an animal, but something shadowy, like smoke with glowing eyes. It watched them, then vanished into the jungle. "What was that?" Chase whispered, his voice trembling. Spider-Man's mask hid his frown, but his voice was serious. "I don't know. But it's been lurking around, ever since the magic started fading." Mirabel's heart pounded, but she stood tall. "We're not scared of shadows. We'll figure out what's going on and help all the animals." As they turned to leave, Mirabel noticed something glinting in the grass. It was a small, folded note, tied with a vine. She picked it up and read aloud, "Beware, young heroes. The zoo holds great danger. Seek the heart to save its magic." The keeper. "Who's the keeper?" Chase asked, peering over her shoulder. Mirabel clutched the note, her eyes shining with determination. "I don't know, but we're going to find out. This adventure's just getting started." The jungle seemed to hold its breath, and the portal back home flickered in the distance. What secrets hid in the enchanted zoo? And could 3 kids really save its magic? Episode 2, The Shy Sparrow. The enchanted zoo sparkled under a canopy of glowing leaves, but Mirabel's heart raced as she clutched the mysterious note from the keeper. The words, "great danger," echoed in her mind, and that shadowy figure by the lagoon made her shiver. Still, the zoo's magic felt alive, urging her forward. Chase adjusted his backpack, his flashlight beam bouncing nervously across the jungle path. Spider-Man swung ahead, his red and blue suit catching the starlight as he hummed a silly tune to lighten the mood. "Okay, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful spin. "Ellie's trumpet is back, but there's more animals who need our help. Ready for the next adventure?" Mirabel nodded, her red headband bobbing. "Absolutely. Let's find out who's next and what this keeper wants us to do." Chase frowned, kicking a pebble. "I don't know, Mirabel. That shadow thing creeped me out. And this note? It's like a puzzle with missing pieces." Mirabel squeezed his shoulder. "We'll figure it out, Chase. Together. Right, Spider-Man?" "You bet, kiddo," Spider-Man said, shooting a web to a nearby tree. "Follow me. I hear something up ahead." The trio trekked deeper into the zoo, where vines curled like friendly arms and flowers glowed like tiny lanterns. A soft chirp floated through the air, faint and unsure. They pushed through a curtain of shimmering ferns and found a small clearing. Perched on a low branch was a sparrow, his feathers a mix of brown and gold. His tiny eyes darted nervously, and his wings fluttered as if he might fly away any second. "Who's there?" the sparrow squeaked, his voice barely a whisper. Mirabel stepped forward, her hands open gently. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The sparrow hesitated, then puffed out his chest. "I'm Samuel. But I'm not sure you can help me. I've lost something important." Spider-Man knelt beside the branch, his mask tilting kindly. "Hey, Samuel, no problem's too big for us. What's going on?" Samuel's feathers drooped. "I used to have magical navigation. I could fly anywhere in the zoo, even in the dark, and never get lost. My heart just knew the way. But now, I can't find my way home to my nest. I keep circling and ending up here." Mirabel's heart ached. She imagined Samuel flying in loops, missing his cozy nest. "That sounds really hard, Samuel. But we'll help you find your magic again. Promise." Chase scratched his head. "How do we do that? It's not like we can teach a bird to navigate. Can we?" Mirabel grinned. "Maybe we don't teach him. Maybe we help him remember." "Samuel, what made your navigation feel special?" Samuel tilted his head, thinking. "It was like a song in my heart. I'd feel the zoo's rhythm, like the wind and the stars were guiding me. But now, it's quiet. I'm too scared to trust myself." Spider-Man snapped his fingers. "That's it. We need to help Samuel feel brave again. Confidence is the key to his magic. How about a little flying adventure to boost his spirits? Mirabel clapped. Perfect. Samuel, let's fly together. We'll follow you, and if you get lost, we'll be right there. You can do this. Samuel's wings twitched nervously. I don't know. What if I mess up again? Chase, warming to the idea, pulled a tiny compass from his backpack. Look, Samuel, I get it. I'm scared of messing up too. But sometimes, you just gotta try. We'll be your backup navigators. Samuel took a deep breath and nodded. Okay. I'll try. But stay close. The sparrow flapped his wings and lifted off, wobbling at first. Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man jogged below, weaving through glowing trees. Samuel darted left, then right, his chirps growing louder. Mirabel cheered, You're doing great, Samuel. Keep going. The zoo seemed to cheer too. Fireflies swirled around Samuel, lighting his path. He swooped over a sparkling stream, then soared toward a cluster of nests high in a golden tree. But just as he neared, a gust of wind shook the branches, and Samuel faltered. Oh no, he cried, spiraling downward. Spider-Man, catch him! Mirabel shouted. Spider-Man shot a web, creating a soft net. Samuel landed safely, trembling. I knew it, he whispered. I can't do this. Mirabel knelt beside him, her voice gentle. Samuel, you were so close. That wind wasn't your fault. You just need to trust your heart again. Think of that song you felt. Samuel closed his eyes, his feathers ruffling. The song. Okay. I'll try one more time. This time, Mirabel hummed a soft tune, like a lullaby her mom sang at bedtime. Chase joined in, tapping his compass to the beat. Spider-Man spun webs in playful loops, encouraging Samuel. The sparrow took off, his wings steadier. He followed the hum, letting it guide him. The fireflies returned, and the wind seemed to whisper, You've got this. Samuel soared straight to the golden tree, landing perfectly in his nest. A warm glow spread from his feathers, and he chirped a bright, clear note. The zoo shimmered, as if celebrating. I did it! Samuel sang. My magic's back. I can feel the zoo again. Mirabel hugged Chase, and Spider-Man did a victory flip. Way to go, Samuel! Spider-Man cheered. You're a navigation superstar. Samuel fluttered down, nuzzling Mirabel's hand. Thank you. I was so scared, but you made me believe in myself. As they laughed, Chase noticed something glinting near the tree's roots. He dug through the grass and pulled out a small, carved stone. It was smooth, with symbols like the ones on the portal book. Guys, look at this, he said, holding it up. It's got animals and stars carved on it. Maybe it's a clue about the zoo's magic. Mirabel's eyes widened. The keeper's note mentioned a heart. Maybe this stone's part of it. Spider-Man examined it, nodding. Could be. The zoo's full of secrets like this. Keep it safe, Chase. Chase tucked the stone into his backpack, but a sudden rustle made them freeze. The air turned cold, and that shadowy figure appeared again, its smoky form slinking through the trees. Its glowing eyes locked on Samuel, who squeaked and hid in his nest. The shadow hissed, a sound like wind through broken glass, then vanished. Mirabel's heart pounded. It's back. And it's watching us. Spider-Man's voice was calm but firm. Don't worry, kids. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. But we need to keep moving. The zoo's counting on us. Chase clutched his backpack, his voice shaky. That thing gives me the creeps. What if it's after the stone? Mirabel stood tall, her determination stronger than her fear. Then we'll protect it. And we'll find out what the keeper's hiding. As they turned to leave, the carved stone in Chase's backpack began to glow faintly. A soft hum filled the air, and the symbols shifted, forming a faint outline of a map. It pointed deeper into the zoo, toward a place marked with a star. What's that? Mirabel whispered, staring at the glowing stone. Spider-Man peered over her shoulder. Looks like our next adventure. Ready, team? The jungle seemed to hold its breath, waiting for their choice. Could they trust the map? And what did the shadow want with the zoo's magic? Episode 3, The Timid Turtle. The enchanted zoo hummed with mystery as Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man followed the glowing map on the carved stone. Its faint star-shaped mark pointed deeper into the jungle, where trees sparkled like they were dusted with stardust. Mirabel's red headband bounced as she led the way, her heart buzzing with excitement. The shadowy figure from the lagoon and Samuel's tree lingered in her mind, but helping animals like Ellie and Samuel made her feel unstoppable. Chase clutched his backpack, the stone's soft glow lighting his nervous face. Spider-Man swung above, his webs glinting as he scanned the path. This place gets cooler every minute, Spider-Man said, landing with a playful twirl. But stay sharp, kids. That shadow's still out there, and I don't trust it one bit. Mirabel nodded, her eyes on the map. The keeper's note said to seek the heart. This stone's gotta be leading us to it. Right, Chase? Chase adjusted his glasses, frowning. I hope so, Mirabel. But what if the shadow wants the stone? We don't even know what it does. Mirabel grinned. Then we'll figure it out before it does. Come on, let's keep moving. The jungle opened into a mossy clearing where a sparkling stream bubbled over smooth pebbles. By the water sat a turtle, her green shell speckled with faded silver swirls. She peeked out from her shell, her eyes wide and shy. When she saw the trio, she ducked inside with a soft squeak. Whoa, easy there, Mirabel said, kneeling gently. We're friends. I'm Mirabel, this is Chase, and that's Spider-Man. What's your name? The turtle poked her head out, her voice tiny. I'm Tulip. Sorry for hiding. I'm just not good with strangers. Spider-Man sat cross-legged, his mask smiling. No worries, Tulip. We're here to help. What's going on? Tulip's shell shimmered faintly, then dimmed. My shell used to glow so bright, it lit up the whole zoo. It helped animals find their way in the dark. But now, it's barely a flicker. I'm too scared to try anymore. Mirabel's heart tugged. She imagined Tulip's glow guiding lost animals, like a lighthouse for the zoo. That sounds amazing, Tulip. We'll help you get your glow back. Promise. Chase tilted his head, curious. What made your shell glow before? Maybe that's the key. Tulip blinked slowly. It glowed when I felt brave. I'd walk through the zoo, and my shell would shine like a star. But lately, I'm afraid I'll mess up or get lost. So I stay here. Mirabel clapped her hands. Then we'll help you feel brave again. What's something you love doing that makes you happy? Tulip's eyes sparkled a little. I love exploring the hidden hollow. It's a quiet place with glowing mushrooms and secret paths. But it's far, and I'm scared to go alone. Spider-Man jumped up. Perfect. Let's make it a group adventure. We'll explore the hollow together, and I bet your shell will shine brighter than ever. Chase hesitated, glancing at the stone in his backpack. What about the map? Shouldn't we follow it first? Mirabel shook her head. Helping Tulip is just as important. Besides, maybe the hollow's on the way. Let's go. Tulip led the way, her steps slow but steady. The jungle grew denser, with vines curling like friendly hugs. The air smelled of earth and sweet flowers. Spider-Man told funny stories about his web-slinging mishaps, making Tulip giggle. Mirabel skipped beside her, pointing out glowing bugs and shiny rocks. Chase trailed behind, sketching the path in his notebook to avoid getting lost. The hidden hollow appeared like a dream. Giant mushrooms glowed blue and purple, casting soft light over winding paths. Crystal clear pools reflected the colors, and tiny fireflies danced in spirals. Tulip's shell flickered, a faint silver glow pulsing. You're doing it, Tulip! Mirabel cheered. Your shell's waking up. Tulip smiled shyly. It feels nice here. But I'm still nervous. What if my glow isn't strong enough? Mirabel took her hand. You don't have to be perfect. Just keep going. We're right here with you. They explored deeper, following a path lined with sparkling stones. Tulip's shell glowed brighter with each step, lighting the way. But as they reached a shadowy tunnel, she froze. This part's scary, she whispered. It's so dark inside. Spider-Man spun a web to light the entrance. No dark tunnel can stop us, Tulip. You lead, and we'll follow. Tulip took a deep breath, her shell glowing like a lantern. She stepped into the tunnel, and the trio followed. The walls sparkled with embedded crystals, reflecting Tulip's light in dazzling patterns. Mirabel gasped. It's beautiful, Tulip. You're making this place magical. Tulip's steps grew bolder. At the tunnel's end, they found a small cave with a stone pedestal. On it sat an ancient mural, showing animals and humans holding glowing shells, working together. Chase's eyes widened. This must be about the zoo's magic. Look, there's a turtle just like Tulip. Tulip's shell blazed with silver light, illuminating the mural. I did it, she cried. My glow's back. Mirabel hugged her. You were so brave, Tulip. You lit up the whole cave. Spider-Man high-fived Chase. Nice find, kid. This mural's a clue. The zoo's magic comes from animals and people helping each other. As they celebrated, a cold breeze swept through the cave. The air grew heavy, and that shadowy figure slunk into view. Its smoky form coiled around the pedestal, its glowing eyes fixed on Tulip. A low whisper hissed, "You'll never fix it all." Tulip squeaked, but her shell stayed bright. Mirabel stepped forward, her voice firm. "Leave her alone. We're not scared of you." The shadow hissed again, then dissolved into the air. Chase shivered. That thing really doesn't like us helping the animals. Mirabel nodded, her jaw set. Which means we're doing something right. We need to keep going. As they left the cave, Tulip's glow lit the path back to the hollow. She nuzzled Mirabel's hand. Thank you. I feel like I can shine anywhere now. Chase pulled out the carved stone, checking the map. The star mark pulsed, pointing toward a distant part of the zoo. But something new caught Mirabel's eye, a faint symbol on the mural, matching one on the stone. It looked like a fountain, dry and cracked. "Guys," Mirabel said, pointing. The mural showed a fountain. "Maybe that's where the map's leading us." Spider-Man nodded. "Good catch, Mirabel. Let's head that way. But stay close. That shadow's getting bolder." The jungle rustled around them, as if hiding more secrets. Tulip's glow faded behind them, but her courage lingered in Mirabel's heart. What was the shadow afraid of? And what did the fountain hold? Thank you for listening to these incredible stories. Our team would really appreciate it if you give us a like and comment. Your opinion is very important to us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. Episode 4, The Forgotten Fountain. The Enchanted Zoo glowed with a quiet magic as Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man followed the carved stone's map toward the fountain from the mural. The jungle air buzzed with sweet scents of blooming flowers, but Mirabel's thoughts swirled around the shadowy figure's chilling words, "You'll never fix it all." Her red headband felt snug as she marched forward, determined to prove it wrong. Chase fiddled with his backpack straps, the stone's faint glow reflecting in his wide eyes. Spider-Man swung from vine to vine, his cheerful hum cutting through the tension. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a goofy spin. That mural was a big clue. If the fountain's tied to the zoo's magic, we're getting closer to saving this place. Mirabel clutched the keeper's note, her voice steady. The note said to seek the heart. The fountain might be it. Or at least a step closer. Chase glanced over his shoulder, nervous. "Yeah, but that shadow keeps showing up. What if it's waiting for us at the fountain?" Mirabel squeezed his arm. "Then we'll face it together, Chase. We've helped Ellie, Samuel, and Tulip. We're stronger than that shadow thinks." The jungle parted, revealing a wide clearing where a stone fountain stood, its basin dry and cracked. Vines curled around its edges, and faded carvings of animals danced across its surface. The air felt heavy, like the fountain was holding its breath. Nearby, a small penguin waddled in circles, her black and white feathers dull under the starlight. She muttered to herself, her flippers flapping anxiously. "Who's that?" Chase whispered. Mirabel stepped forward, her smile warm. "Hi there. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. What's your name?" The penguin froze, then waddled closer. "I'm Piper. Sorry, I'm a bit frazzled. I've been trying to fix this fountain, but I'm not doing so great." Spider-Man knelt, his mask tilting kindly. "No worries, Piper. What's wrong with the fountain? And how can we help?" Piper's eyes glistened. "This is the Fountain of Stars. It used to flow with magical water that kept the zoo's magic strong. My icy breath could make it sparkle and flow again. But now, my breath's just cold. No magic at all." Mirabel's heart sank. The fountain's cracked basin looked so lonely without water. "That sounds really important, Piper. We'll help you get your icy magic back. Right, team?" Chase nodded, though his voice wobbled. "Sure, but how do we fix a whole fountain? It looks super old." Mirabel tapped her chin. "Piper, what made your icy breath magical before? Maybe that's the key." Piper shuffled her feet. "It felt like sharing a gift. I'd breathe on the fountain, and the water would glow, making everyone happy. But now, I'm afraid I'll mess it up. What if I make things worse? Spider-Man clapped his hands. Sounds like you need a confidence boost, Piper. Let's try something fun to spark your magic. What do you love doing? Piper's flippers perked up. I love sliding on the frosty slopes. It's a hilly part of the zoo with icy patches. Sliding makes me feel free and happy. Mirabel grinned. Perfect. Let's go to the frosty slopes. A little fun might help you remember your magic. Chase glanced at the fountain, hesitant. What about the map? Shouldn't we check the fountain first? Mirabel shook her head. Helping Piper will help the fountain. Come on, Chase, it'll be like sledding. Piper led the way, waddling with a bit more bounce. The jungle gave way to a snowy clearing where gentle hills sparkled with ice. The frosty slopes glowed under the zoo's starry sky, their curves perfect for sliding. Piper hopped onto a smooth patch and slid down, her flippers flapping. She giggled, a sound like tinkling bells. See? It's fun. Piper called, sliding again. Mirabel laughed and joined her, sliding on her sneakers. Spider-Man spun a web sled, zooming down with a whoop. Chase hesitated, then slid slowly, his grin growing. Okay, this is pretty cool, he admitted. Piper's feathers shimmered faintly, and she let out a puff of cold air. It sparkled for a moment, then faded. It's working a little, she said. But it's not strong enough. Mirabel slid beside her. You're so close, Piper. Think of how happy you feel right now. Let that fill your breath. Piper nodded, her eyes bright. She waddled to the top of the tallest slope, took a deep breath, and blew. A gust of icy air swirled out, sparkling with tiny silver flecks. The slope glowed brighter, and Piper's feathers shone like polished pearls. I'm doing it, she cheered. Spider-Man high-fived her. That's the spirit, Piper. Now let's try that magic on the fountain. They hurried back to the clearing, Piper's confidence growing with each step. She stood before the fountain, her flippers steady. Here goes, she said, and blew a long, sparkling breath. The icy air swirled into the basin, and a soft hum filled the air. Water bubbled up, clear and glowing with starlight. The fountain's carvings lit up, and the zoo seemed to sigh with relief. Mirabel clapped. You did it, Piper. The fountain's alive again. Chase stared, amazed. Look, the water's making the plants glow. It's like the zoo's waking up. Piper waddled happily, her breath still sparkling. Thank you, Mirabel, Chase, Spider-Man. I was so scared, but you made me believe in myself. As they celebrated, a figure appeared at the edge of the clearing. Tall and cloaked in shimmering vines, it moved like a breeze. Its voice was deep and kind. Well done, young heroes. The fountain is a step toward the heart. Mirabel gasped. Are you the keeper? The figure nodded. I am. The zoo's magic depends on you. Find the heart to save us all. Before they could ask more, the keeper vanished, leaving a small scroll in the grass. Chase picked it up, unrolling it. It's a riddle, he said. It says, where courage roars, the gate will rise. Seek the king to light the skies. Mirabel's eyes widened. The king? Like a lion? Maybe that's our next stop. Spider-Man nodded. Sounds like a plan. But we'd better hurry. That shadow's probably not happy about this. As if on cue, the fountain's water rippled. The shadowy figure slunk into view, its glowing eyes glaring. It hissed, "You're too late," and darted toward the jungle. Mirabel's heart raced. "We're not late. We're just getting started." The fountain's glow pulsed, and the carved stone in Chase's backpack hummed, its map shifting to show a new path. The zoo's magic felt stronger, but the shadow's threat loomed larger. What did the riddle mean? And could they find the king before the shadow struck again? Episode 5, The Lost Lion. The enchanted zoo shimmered with newfound energy, the fountain of stars glowing water casting sparkles across the jungle. Mirabel held the keeper's riddle tightly, her heart pounding with excitement. The words, "Where courage roars, the gate will rise," danced in her mind, pointing to a lion, the king of the zoo. Her red headband bobbed as she led the way, following the carved stone's glowing map. Chase trudged beside her, his backpack heavy with the stone and his usual worries. Spider-Man swung overhead, his webs catching the starlight as he kept watch for the shadowy figure that had hissed its warning. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful hop. "This riddle's got me pumped. A lion's gotta be the key to that gate. Let's find him and get this zoo roaring." Mirabel grinned, her eyes bright. "I bet the lion's amazing. If we help him, we'll be one step closer to the heart of the zoo." Chase adjusted his glasses, his voice shaky. "Sure, but that shadow's getting scarier. It said we're too late. What if it's planning something?" Mirabel nudged him. "We're not late, Chase. We're right on time. Come on, let's find that lion." The map led them through a golden savanna where tall grasses swayed like waves. The air smelled of warm earth and wildflowers. A low, rumbling sound echoed, not a roar but a sad, muffled growl. They pushed through the grass and found a lion sprawled on a sun-warmed rock. His golden mane shimmered faintly, but his amber eyes were clouded with doubt. He lifted his head, then sighed and flopped back down. "Whoa," Mirabel whispered. "He's huge." She stepped forward, her voice gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. Are you the king of the zoo?" The lion blinked slowly. "I'm Levi. I guess I'm the king, but I don't feel like one." "Not anymore." Spider-Man sat cross-legged, his mask tilting kindly. "What's going on, Levi? You look like you could use a friend." Levi's tail flicked. "My roar used to shake the zoo. It made the skies glow and the animals feel brave. But now, it's just weak. I'm afraid I've lost my courage." Mirabel's heart ached. She imagined Levi's roar lighting up the zoo, like a sunrise in sound. "That sounds incredible, Levi. We'll help you find your roar again. Promise." Chase scratched his head. "How do we help a lion be brave? Roaring's kind of his thing." Mirabel tapped her chin. "Levi, what made your roar feel powerful before? Maybe that's where we start." Levi's ears twitched. "It felt like I was protecting the zoo. I'd roar, and everyone knew they were safe. But lately, I'm scared I'll let them down. So I stay quiet." Spider-Man clapped his hands. "Sounds like you need a chance to shine, Levi. What's something you love doing that makes you feel strong?" Levi's eyes brightened a little. "I love running through the whispering plains. The wind in my mane makes me feel like I can do anything." Mirabel clapped. "Perfect. Let's go to the plains. Running might help you remember your courage." Chase glanced at the map, hesitant. "What about the gate from the riddle? Shouldn't we look for that? Mirabel shook her head. Helping Levi will lead us to the gate. Come on, Chase, it'll be fun. Levi led the way, his steps slow but steady. The savannah stretched into wide, open plains where grasses rippled under a starry sky. The whispering plains hummed with soft breezes that seemed to whisper encouragement. Levi bounded forward, his mane catching the wind. Mirabel ran beside him, laughing as the grass tickled her knees. Spider-Man swung low, doing playful flips. Chase jogged behind, clutching his backpack but smiling. Keep going, Levi. Mirabel cheered. You look like a king already. Levi's mane shimmered, and he let out a low growl. It rumbled through the plains, making the grasses sway. It's working, he said, his voice stronger. I feel it. But as they reached a rocky outcrop, Levi slowed, his ears flattening. This part's tricky, he said. There's a narrow path ahead. I'm scared I'll slip. Mirabel stood beside him. You won't slip, Levi. You're strong. We'll go together. Spider-Man spun a web to mark the path. We've got your back, big guy. Lead the way. Levi took a deep breath and stepped onto the path, his paws steady. Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man followed, cheering him on. The path wound higher, and Levi's growl grew into a soft roar. The plains glowed faintly, as if waking up. At the top, Levi stood tall, his mane blazing like a crown. He opened his jaws and roared, a deep, powerful sound that shook the ground. The sky lit up with swirling colors, and the zoo seemed to sing. I did it! Levi roared again, his eyes shining. My courage is back! Mirabel hugged his mane. You're amazing, Levi! The whole zoo felt that. Chase grinned, amazed. Look, the plains are glowing. Your roar's making everything brighter. Levi nuzzled Mirabel. Thank you. I was so afraid, but you helped me find my strength. As they celebrated, the ground rumbled softly. A stone gate rose from the grass, its surface carved with lions and stars. The riddle's words echoed in Mirabel's mind, where courage roars, the gate will rise. The gate's center held a lock shaped like a heart. We found it, Mirabel said, pointing. The gate from the riddle. Spider-Man examined the lock. Looks like we need a key. Maybe the heart the keeper mentioned. Chase pulled out the carved stone, but it didn't fit. Now what? He asked. Before they could answer, a cold wind swept through the plains. The shadowy figure slunk into view, its smoky form circling the gate. Its glowing eyes glared, and it hissed, You'll never open it. With a flick of its tail, it touched the lock, and dark vines began to creep over the gate, sealing it tight. Mirabel's heart raced. Stop it! She shouted, stepping forward. The shadow hissed again and vanished, leaving the gate entangled. Chase shivered. It's trying to lock us out. What does it want? Spider-Man's voice was firm. It wants the zoo's magic to fade. But we're not giving up. Mirabel nodded, her jaw set. We'll find the key and open that gate. Levi's roar was just the start. Levi's mane glowed as he stood guard. I'll watch the gate. You go find what you need. The carved stone in Chase's backpack pulsed, its map shifting to show a new path. The zoo's magic felt stronger, but the shadow's vines were a warning. What was the key to the gate? And how could they stop the shadow before it sealed the zoo's heart forever? Episode 6, The Brave Badger. The enchanted zoo pulsed with a quiet strength, its glowing plants swaying as if cheering Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man on their quest. The stone gate, now tangled with the shadow's dark vines, loomed in Mirabel's mind. Its heart-shaped lock needed a key, and the carved stone's map glowed with a new path to follow. Mirabel adjusted her red headband, her heart buzzing with determination. Chase clutched his backpack, the stone's light casting shadows on his worried face. Spider-Man swung through the golden savanna, his cheerful voice cutting through the tension. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful spin. "That gate's our next big step. Let's follow the map and find that key before the shadow causes more trouble." Mirabel nodded, gripping the keeper's riddle. The riddle said to seek the king, and Levi's roar opened the gate. "Now we need the heart. I bet the map's leading us to it." Chase frowned, glancing back at the vine-covered gate. "Those vines scare me, Mirabel. What if the shadow locks the gate for good?" Mirabel squeezed his shoulder. "We won't let it, Chase. We've helped Ellie, Samuel, Tulip, and Levi. We're stronger than that shadow." The map led them from the savannah into a lush forest where trees glowed with emerald light. The air smelled of moss and sweet berries. A soft scratching sound echoed, like tiny claws digging in the earth. They followed it to a clearing where a badger poked her nose out of a burrow. Her black and white stripes shimmered faintly, but her small eyes darted nervously. "Who's there?" she squeaked, half hiding in her burrow. Mirabel knelt, her voice gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The badger peeked out further. "I'm Bethany. Sorry for being jumpy. I'm just not feeling very brave." Spider-Man sat on a nearby rock, his mask smiling. "No problem, Bethany. What's going on? You look like you could use a friend." Bethany's whiskers twitched. "My digging used to be magical. I could make tunnels that led exactly where the zoo needed them, like shortcuts for animals. But now, my tunnels collapse. I'm too scared to try anymore." Mirabel's heart tugged. She imagined Bethany's tunnels weaving through the zoo, helping everyone. "That sounds so cool, Bethany. We'll help you get your digging magic back. Promise." Chase tilted his head, curious. "What made your digging special before? Maybe that's the key." Bethany shuffled her paws. "It felt like I was building something important. I'd dig, and the zoo would guide my paws. But now, I'm afraid I'll mess up or get stuck." Mirabel clapped. "Then we'll help you feel confident again. What's something you love doing that makes you happy?" Bethany's eyes sparkled a little. "I love digging under the glimmering roots. It's a place with glowing tree roots that make patterns in the dirt. Digging there feels like an adventure." Spider-Man jumped up. "Perfect. Let's head to the glimmering roots. A little digging fun might spark your magic." Chase glanced at the map, hesitant. "What about the gate? Shouldn't we focus on the key?" Mirabel shook her head. "Helping Bethany might lead us to it. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a treasure hunt." Bethany led the way, her small paws pattering on the forest floor. The trees grew taller, their roots glowing with soft blue light. The glimmering roots formed a maze of shining patterns, like a map in the earth. Bethany started digging, her claws scratching gently. A faint shimmer spread from her stripes, and the dirt glowed where she dug. "You're doing it, Bethany!" Mirabel cheered. "Your magic's waking up. Bethany smiled shyly. It feels good. But I'm still nervous. What if my tunnel falls apart? Chase pulled a small gadget from his backpack, a light-up stick he'd made. Look, Bethany, I get being scared. But you're already doing great. How about we dig together? My light can help us see. Bethany nodded, her paws moving faster. Mirabel and Spider-Man joined in, scooping dirt with their hands. Chase's light danced across the roots, making them sparkle. Bethany dug deeper, her tunnel curving smoothly. But as they reached a tight spot, she froze. This part's hard, she whispered. What if I get stuck? Mirabel knelt beside her. You won't get stuck, Bethany. You're strong. Think of how happy digging makes you. Spider-Man spun a web to reinforce the tunnel. We're right here, Bethany. Keep going. Bethany took a deep breath and dug again, her stripes blazing with light. The tunnel widened, leading to a small underground chamber. Inside, a silver key gleamed on a root-covered pedestal. Its heart-shaped handle matched the gate's lock perfectly. We found it. Mirabel gasped. Bethany, your digging led us to the key. Bethany's stripes glowed brighter, and she giggled. I did it. My magic's back. Chase grabbed the key, his eyes wide. This has to open the gate. Great job, Bethany. Spider-Man high-fived her. You're a digging superstar, Bethany. The zoo's lucky to have you. As they climbed out of the tunnel, a cold wind rustled the trees. The shadowy figure appeared, its smoky form slithering across the roots. It hissed, "You're too slow," and lunged for the key. Spider-Man shot a web, blocking it, but the shadow scattered the carved stone's map, its pieces glowing faintly in the dirt. Mirabel's heart raced. No you don't, she shouted, grabbing the key from Chase. The shadow hissed again and vanished, leaving the map in disarray. Chase scrambled to gather the pieces, his hands shaking. It broke the map. How are we supposed to find the gate now? Mirabel clutched the key, her jaw set. We'll put it back together. Bethany's tunnel showed us we can do anything. Bethany nuzzled Chase's hand. Thank you. I was so scared, but you made me feel brave. Spider-Man examined the scattered map pieces. We've got the key, but we need to fix this map to find the gate. Let's head back and figure it out. The forest seemed to whisper warnings as they left the glimmering roots. The key in Mirabel's hand felt warm, like it held a piece of the zoo's magic. But the shadow's attack was a reminder, time was running out. Could they fix the map and open the gate? And what was the shadow hiding? Episode 7, The Singing Squirrel. The enchanted zoo glowed with a restless energy, its twinkling vines swaying as Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man hurried through the forest. The heart-shaped key from Bethany's tunnel felt warm in Mirabel's pocket, but the scattered pieces of the carved stone's map weighed on her mind. The shadow's attack had left them with a puzzle, and the vine-covered gate waited for them to unlock it. Mirabel's red headband bounced as she led the way, her heart set on fixing the map. Chase clutched his backpack, the map pieces jingling inside. Spider-Man swung above, his web sparkling as he kept an eye out for the shadow. All right, team, Spider-Man said, landing with a playful flip. We've got the key, but we need that map to find the gate again. Let's keep moving and stay sharp. Mirabel nodded, her eyes bright. The gate's our next step to finding the heart. If we help another animal, maybe they'll help us fix the map. Chase frowned, holding his backpack tighter. That shadow's getting bolder, Mirabel. It broke the map on purpose. What if it comes for the key next? Mirabel squeezed his arm. We'll protect it, Chase. We've come too far to let that shadow win. The forest opened into a grove where trees stretched high, their branches woven like a starry canopy. A faint, off-key hum drifted through the air, like someone trying to sing but forgetting the tune. They followed the sound to a tree where a squirrel perched, his bushy tail flickering with dim golden light. He hummed nervously, then stopped when he saw them. "Who's there?" he squeaked, clutching a tiny acorn. Mirabel stepped forward, her smile warm. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The squirrel puffed out his chest. "I'm Simon. Sorry for the bad singing. I'm a little out of practice." Spider-Man sat on a branch, his mask grinning. "No worries, Simon. What's going on? You sound like you could use a friend." Simon's tail drooped. "My singing used to be magical. It could calm the zoo or even unlock hidden paths. But now, my voice is all wobbly. I'm too nervous to sing right." Mirabel's heart tugged. She imagined Simon's song weaving through the zoo, opening secret ways. "That sounds amazing, Simon. We'll help you find your song again. Promise." Chase tilted his head, curious. "What made your singing special before? Maybe that's the key." Simon scampered down the tree. "It felt like sharing joy. I'd sing, and the zoo would listen, like we were all connected. But now, I'm scared I'll mess up and sound silly." Mirabel clapped. "Then we'll help you feel confident. What's something you love doing that makes you happy?" Simon's eyes sparkled. "I love dancing on the twirling branches. It's a place where the trees sway, and I can leap and spin. Singing there feels like flying." Spider-Man jumped up. "Perfect. Let's head to the twirling branches. A little dance party might spark your magic." Chase glanced at the map pieces in his backpack, hesitant. "What about the map? Shouldn't we fix it first?" Mirabel shook her head. "Helping Simon might show us how. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a musical adventure." Simon led the way, scampering through the grove. The trees grew taller, their branches swaying gently, like they were dancing to an unseen melody. The twirling branches sparkled with silver leaves that jingled softly. Simon leaped onto a branch, spinning and humming. His tail flickered with faint light, and he giggled. "See? It's fun," Simon called, twirling again. Mirabel laughed and climbed onto a branch, swaying with the rhythm. Spider-Man spun webs to make a bouncy stage, doing silly dance moves. Chase hesitated, then joined in, tapping his foot. "Okay, this is kind of cool," he admitted. Simon's hum grew stronger, and he sang a soft note. It shimmered in the air, making the branches sway faster. "It's working a little," he said. "But it's not my real song yet." Mirabel danced beside him. "You're so close, Simon. Think of how happy you feel right now. Let that fill your voice." Simon nodded, his tail fluffing up. He leaped to the highest branch, took a deep breath, and sang. His voice was clear and bright, like a bell ringing through the grove. The trees swayed in harmony, and a hidden path glowed at the grove's edge, its stones pulsing with light. Simon's tail blazed with golden sparkles. "I did it!" Simon sang again, his voice soaring. "My magic's back. Mirabel hugged him. "You're amazing, Simon. Your song opened a path." Chase stared at the glowing path, amazed. "Look, it's leading somewhere. Maybe to the gate." Spider-Man high-fived Simon. "Nice work, buddy. Your singing's a game changer." As they followed the path, Chase pulled out the map pieces. Simon's song seemed to hum through them, and the pieces began to glow, slowly fitting together. "Guys, his song is fixing the map," Chase said, his eyes wide. But before they could celebrate, a cold breeze swept through the grove. The shadowy figure slunk into view, its smoky form coiling around a tree. Its glowing eyes glared, and it hissed, "You can't stop me." With a flick, it lunged for the map pieces, scattering them again. Mirabel shouted, "No you don't," and grabbed the key from her pocket, holding it tight. Spider-Man shot a web, blocking the shadow, but it darted forward, snatching a small, glowing shard from the path. The shard looked like a piece of crystal, pulsing with zoo magic. The shadow hissed and vanished, leaving the grove silent. Chase scrambled to gather the map pieces, his hands shaking. It took something. What was that shard? Mirabel's heart raced. It looked like part of the zoo's magic. Maybe even the heart the keeper mentioned. Spider-Man's voice was firm. "We'll get it back. Simon's song showed us we're on the right track." Simon nuzzled Mirabel's hand. "Thank you. I was so nervous, but you helped me sing again." Mirabel clutched the key, her jaw set. "We're not giving up. We'll fix the map and find that shard." The path Simon opened stretched ahead, glowing faintly. The map pieces in Chase's backpack hummed, as if trying to reconnect. The zoo's magic felt alive, but the shadow's theft was a warning. What was the crystal shard? And could they reach the gate before the shadow struck again? Episode 8, The Flickering Firefly. The enchanted zoo thrummed with a restless glow, its vines and trees whispering secrets as Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man followed the path Simon's song had revealed. The heart-shaped key in Mirabel's pocket felt heavier after the shadow stole the glowing crystal shard. The scattered map pieces in Chase's backpack hummed faintly, as if longing to be whole again. Mirabel adjusted her red headband, her heart set on finding the gate and stopping the shadow. Chase shuffled beside her, his eyes darting nervously. Spider-Man swung through the glowing grove, his cheerful voice steadying the group. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful twirl. "That shadow's playing dirty, but we've got the key and Simon's path. Let's keep moving and find that gate." Mirabel clutched the key, her voice firm. "The shard it took must be part of the zoo's heart. If we help another animal, maybe we'll find a clue to get it back." Chase frowned, clutching his backpack. "That shadow's everywhere, Mirabel. It broke the map and stole the shard. What if it's one step ahead?" Mirabel nudged him. "Then we'll catch up, Chase. We've helped Ellie, Samuel, Tulip, Levi, Bethany, and Simon. We're stronger than it thinks." The path led to a meadow where flowers glowed like tiny moons. A faint, flickering light bobbed in the air, like a star struggling to shine. They followed it to a cluster of blossoms where a firefly hovered, his golden glow dim and unsteady. He fluttered nervously when he saw them, his tiny wings buzzing. "Who's there?" he chirped, his voice small. Mirabel stepped forward, her smile gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The firefly landed on a flower, his glow pulsing weakly. I'm Finn. Sorry for being so dim. I'm not feeling very bright today. Spider-Man knelt, his mask tilting kindly. No problem, Finn. What's going on? You look like you could use a friend. Finn's wings drooped. My glow used to light up the zoo. It showed animals the way and scared off bad things. But now, it's barely a flicker. I'm too scared to shine properly. Mirabel's heart ached. She imagined Finn's light guiding the zoo, like a beacon of hope. That sounds so special, Finn. We'll help you get your glow back. Promise. Chase tilted his head, curious. What made your glow strong before? Maybe that's the key. Finn buzzed softly. It felt like I was part of the zoo's heartbeat. I'd fly, and my light would dance with the stars. But now, I'm afraid I'll fade out completely. Mirabel clapped. Then we'll help you shine again. What's something you love doing that makes you happy? Finn's glow flickered brighter for a moment. I love flying through the starlit meadow. It's a place where the flowers reflect the sky, and I can loop and twirl. Flying there feels like magic. Spider-Man jumped up. Perfect. Let's head to the starlit meadow. A little flying fun might spark your glow. Chase glanced at the map pieces, hesitant. What about the shard? Shouldn't we chase the shadow? Mirabel shook her head. Helping Finn might show us where it went. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a light show. Finn led the way, his dim glow bobbing ahead. The meadow stretched wide, its flowers shimmering like a mirror of the starry sky. Finn zipped through the air, looping around blossoms. His glow flickered stronger, casting soft light on the petals. Mirabel clapped, running below. Spider-Man spun webs to make glowing arches for Finn to fly through. Chase jogged behind, smiling despite his nerves. You're doing great, Finn. Mirabel cheered. Your light's getting brighter. Finn twirled, his glow pulsing. It feels good. But I'm still nervous. What if I go dark again? Chase pulled a tiny flashlight from his backpack. Look, Finn, I get being scared. But you're already shining. We'll fly with you, okay? Finn nodded, his wings buzzing faster. Mirabel and Spider-Man waved their hands, cheering as Finn soared higher. His glow grew, lighting the meadow like a golden lantern. But as he looped near a cluster of tall flowers, a gust of wind shook the petals, and his light dimmed. Oh no, he chirped, spiraling down. Spider-Man, catch him! Mirabel shouted. Spider-Man shot a web, creating a soft net. Finn landed safely, trembling. I knew it, he whispered. I can't keep my light steady. Mirabel knelt beside him. You were so close, Finn. That wind wasn't your fault. Think of how happy flying makes you. Let that fill your glow. Finn took a deep breath, his wings steadying. He flew up again, slower this time. Mirabel hummed a soft tune, and Chase waved his flashlight in rhythm. Spider-Man spun glowing webs, encouraging Finn. The firefly looped through the arches, his glow blazing brighter than ever. The meadow sparkled, and a hidden cave entrance glowed at its edge, revealed by Finn's light. I did it! Finn chirped, his glow steady. My magic's back! Mirabel hugged the air near him. You're amazing, Finn! You lit up the whole meadow. Chase stared at the cave, amazed. That entrance wasn't there before. Your light showed us a new clue. Spider-Man high-fived Finn's tiny wing. You're a glowing superstar, Finn. That cave might lead to the Shadow's hiding spot. As they approached the cave, Finn's light revealed faint footprints in the dirt, shimmering with dark energy. Mirabel gasped. These must be the Shadows. It came this way with the shard. But before they could enter, a cold wind swirled through the meadow. The shadowy figure slunk out of the cave, its glowing eyes glaring. It hissed, "You're too weak," and darted past, scattering a new riddle written on a glowing leaf. The leaf fluttered to the ground, its words pulsing, "The heart beats where wings call home." Mirabel grabbed the leaf, her heart racing. Another riddle. It's about wings, maybe a bird. Chase shivered, clutching the map pieces. That Shadow's taunting us. It knows we're close. Spider-Man's voice was firm. Let it try. Finn's light showed us its trail. We're catching up. Finn buzzed happily, his glow steady. Thank you. I was so scared, but you helped me shine. Mirabel tucked the riddle into her pocket, her jaw set. We'll follow the shadow and solve this riddle. The heart's getting closer. The cave entrance glowed faintly, beckoning them forward. The map pieces in Chase's backpack hummed, as if sensing the shard nearby. The zoo's magic felt alive, but the shadow's riddle was a challenge. What did "wings call home" mean? And could they find the shard before the shadow hid it forever? Episode 9, The Quiet Quail. The enchanted zoo shimmered with a restless hum, its glowing paths pulsing as Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man stood before the cave entrance Finn's light had revealed. The shadow's footprints faded into the darkness, and the new riddle on the glowing leaf, "The heart beats where wings call home," burned in Mirabel's mind. The heart-shaped key in her pocket and the scattered map pieces in Chase's backpack felt like pieces of a puzzle they were close to solving. Mirabel adjusted her red headband, her heart racing with determination. Chase shuffled nervously, his flashlight beam dancing across the cave's mouth. Spider-Man swung from a nearby vine, his cheerful voice steadying the group. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful spin. "That shadow's running scared, leaving riddles to slow us down. Let's follow those footprints and crack this wing clue." Mirabel clutched the leaf, her eyes bright. The riddle's about wings, maybe a bird. If we help another animal, we might find the shard that Shadow stole. Chase frowned, clutching his backpack. "That Shadow's tricky, Mirabel. It's leading us somewhere. What if it's a trap?" Mirabel nudged him. "Then we'll outsmart it, Chase. We've helped Ellie, Samuel, and the others. We're ready for anything." The cave entrance beckoned, but a soft, trembling coo echoed from a nearby thicket. They turned to see a quail, her brown feathers speckled with faint silver spots, huddled in the grass. Her tiny eyes blinked nervously, and she flapped her wings as if to hide. "Who's there?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. Mirabel knelt, her smile gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The quail peeked out, her feathers fluffing. "I'm Queenie. Sorry for being so quiet. I'm not good with strangers." Spider-Man sat cross-legged, his mask tilting kindly. "No worries, Queenie. What's going on? You look like you could use a friend." Queenie's wings drooped. "My call used to be magical. It could summon my flock from anywhere in the zoo, and we'd sing together. But now, my voice is too soft. I'm scared I'll never find them again. Mirabel's heart ached. She imagined Queenie's call ringing through the zoo, uniting her flock. That sounds so beautiful, Queenie. We'll help you get your call back. Promise. Chase tilted his head, curious. What made your call special before? Maybe that's the key. Queenie shuffled her feet. It felt like love. I'd call, and my flock would answer, like we were one big family. But now, I'm afraid they won't hear me. Mirabel clapped. Then we'll help you feel brave. What's something you love doing that makes you happy? Queenie's eyes sparkled a little. I love hopping through the singing thicket. It's a place with flowers that hum when you touch them. Calling there feels like I'm part of the zoo's song. Spider-Man jumped up. Perfect. Let's head to the singing thicket. A little hopping fun might spark your magic. Chase glanced at the cave, hesitant. What about the shadow's footprints? Shouldn't we follow them? Mirabel shook her head. Helping Queenie might lead us to the shard. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a musical treasure hunt. Queenie led the way, her small hops growing bolder. The thicket bloomed with flowers that glowed pink and blue, each one humming softly when brushed. Queenie hopped between them, her feathers shimmering faintly. She let out a soft coo, and the flowers hummed back, their tune gentle but clear. You're doing it, Queenie! Mirabel cheered, hopping beside her. Your call's waking up. Queenie smiled shyly. It feels nice. But I'm still nervous. What if my flock doesn't hear me? Chase pulled a small whistle from his backpack. Look, Queenie, I get being scared. But you're already calling. How about we sing with you? My whistle can help. Queenie nodded, her wings fluttering. Mirabel and Spider-Man joined in, clapping to the flowers' hum. Spider-Man spun webs to make a glowing stage for Queenie. She hopped higher, her coo growing stronger. But as she reached a tall flower, a gust of wind shook the thicket, and her voice faltered. Oh no, she chirped, ducking low. Spider-Man, help her! Mirabel shouted. Spider-Man shot a web, creating a soft canopy. Queenie huddled beneath it, trembling. I knew it, she whispered. I can't do this. Mirabel knelt beside her. You were so close, Queenie. That wind wasn't your fault. Think of how much you love your flock. Let that fill your call. Queenie took a deep breath, her feathers steadying. She hopped onto the web stage, closed her eyes, and called. Her voice rang out, clear and bright, like a bell woven with love. The thicket glowed, and distant coos answered, growing louder. A flock of quails fluttered into view, their feathers sparkling as they joined Queenie's song. A hidden cave entrance shimmered nearby, revealed by her call. I did it! Queenie chirped, her flock nuzzling her. My magic's back! Mirabel hugged the air near her. You're amazing, Queenie! You brought your flock back. Chase stared at the cave, amazed. That entrance looks like the one Finn showed us. It's connected. Spider-Man high-fived Queenie's wing. Your call's a game-changer, Queenie. That cave might hold the shard. Inside the cave, Queenie's flock lit the way, their feathers glowing. On a stone ledge, another crystal shard pulsed, matching the one the shadow stole. Mirabel gasped. We found it. Another piece of the heart. But as Chase reached for it, a cold wind swirled through the cave. The shadowy figure slunk in, its smoky form blocking the exit. Its glowing eyes glared, and it hissed, "You're trapped." The cave walls rumbled, and rocks began to fall, sealing them inside. Mirabel's heart raced. "We're not trapped," she shouted, grabbing the shard. Chase clutched the map pieces, his hands shaking. "It's locking us in. What do we do?" Spider-Man's voice was calm. "Stay cool, team. Queenie's call got us here. We'll find a way out." Queenie cooed softly, her flock echoing her. "Thank you. I was so scared, but you helped me find my voice." Mirabel tucked the shard into her pocket, her jaw set. "We'll get out and stop that shadow." The heart's almost complete. The cave grew darker, but Queenie's flock glowed brighter, lighting the trapped chamber. The map pieces in Chase's backpack hummed, as if sensing the shard's power. The zoo's magic pulsed, but the shadow's trap was a challenge. Could they escape the cave? And what was the shadow planning next? Episode 10, The Hesitant Hedgehog. The Enchanted Zoo's magic flickered in the dark cave where Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man were trapped. The shadow's hissing words, "You're trapped," echoed off the stone walls, but the glowing crystal shard in Mirabel's pocket pulsed with hope. Queenie's flock cooed softly, their silver-spotted feathers casting a gentle light. The heart-shaped key and the scattered map pieces in Chase's backpack hummed, as if urging them to escape. Mirabel adjusted her red headband, her heart set on finding a way out. Chase clutched his flashlight, its beam trembling. Spider-Man spun a web to catch falling rocks, his cheerful voice cutting through the fear. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful hop. "That shadow thinks it's got us, but we're tougher than this cave. Let's find a way out and keep chasing that heart." Mirabel clutched the shard, her eyes bright. "This shard's part of the zoo's heart. If we help another animal, they might help us escape and find the gate." Chase shivered, his voice wobbly. "We're stuck, Mirabel. The shadow sealed the entrance. What if we can't get out?" Mirabel squeezed his arm. "We will, Chase. We've helped Ellie, Samuel, and Queenie. We're not giving up now." A soft rustling came from a corner of the cave, like tiny feet pattering on stone. A small hedgehog poked her nose out from behind a rock, her spines glimmering faintly with blue light. She curled into a ball when she saw them, her eyes peeking out nervously. "Who's there?" she squeaked, her voice muffled. Mirabel knelt, her smile gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The hedgehog uncurled slightly. "I'm Hannah. Sorry for hiding. I'm just scared of being stuck here." Spider-Man sat on a rock, his mask tilting kindly. "No worries, Hannah. We're stuck too, but we'll figure this out together." "What's going on?" Hannah's spines flickered. "My rolling used to be magical. I could curl into a ball and roll through the zoo, opening secret paths. But now, my roll's too weak. I'm afraid I'll get trapped." Mirabel's heart tugged. She imagined Hannah rolling through the zoo, unlocking hidden ways. "That sounds so cool, Hannah. We'll help you get your roll back. Maybe it'll open a way out." Chase tilted his head, curious. "What made your rolling special before? Maybe that's the key." Hannah shuffled her paws. "It felt like I was free. I'd roll, and the zoo would show me where to go. But now, I'm scared I'll crash or get lost." Mirabel clapped. "Then we'll help you feel brave. What's something you love doing that makes you happy? Hannah's eyes sparkled a little. I love rolling through the crystal tunnels. There's sparkly paths in the cave that glow when I roll. It feels like an adventure. Spider-Man jumped up. Perfect. Let's find those crystal tunnels. A little rolling fun might spark your magic and get us out. Chase glanced at the blocked entrance, hesitant. What about the shadow? It could come back. Mirabel shook her head. Helping Hannah will help us escape. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a cave quest. Hannah led the way, her small paws pattering deeper into the cave. Queenie's flock followed, their glow lighting the path. The walls shimmered with crystal veins, forming tunnels that sparkled like a starry sky. Hannah curled into a ball and rolled gently, her spines flickering blue. The crystals glowed faintly, reflecting her light. You're doing it, Hannah. Mirabel cheered, jogging beside her. Your roll's waking up. Hannah uncurled, smiling shyly. It feels good. But I'm still nervous. What if I can't roll far enough? Chase pulled a small gadget from his backpack, a spinning top that glowed. Look, Hannah, I get being scared. But you're already rolling. How about we roll with you? My top can light the way. Hannah nodded, her spines brighter. Mirabel and Spider-Man cheered, clapping as Hannah curled up again. Spider-Man spun webs to smooth the tunnel floor. Chase spun his top, its glow dancing with the crystals. Hannah rolled faster, her blue light blazing. But as they reached a narrow gap, she stopped, trembling. This part's tight, she whispered. What if I get stuck? Mirabel knelt beside her. You won't, Hannah. You're strong. Think of how free rolling makes you. Spider-Man spun a web to widen the gap. We're right here, Hannah. Roll on. Hannah took a deep breath, curled into a ball, and rolled. Her spines glowed like a sapphire star, lighting the tunnel. The crystals sang, and the gap opened wider, revealing a hidden exit. Hannah rolled through, leading them to a grassy clearing outside the cave. Her spines blazed, and a second crystal shard gleamed nearby, pulsing with zoo magic. We're out! Mirabel gasped, grabbing the shard. Hannah, your roll saved us. Hannah uncurled, giggling. I did it! My magic's back! Chase stared at the shard, amazed. Another piece of the heart. We're getting closer. Spider-Man high-fived Hannah's paw. You're a rolling superstar, Hannah. You opened the way. Mirabel held the two shards, which fit together like puzzle pieces, forming half a heart. The shadow stole one shard, but we've got two. The heart's taking shape. But a cold breeze swept through the clearing. The shadowy figure slunk into view, its smoky form coiling around a tree. Its glowing eyes glared, and it hissed, "You'll fail." Before they could react, it darted toward the gate in the distance, where dark vines pulsed stronger. Mirabel's heart raced. It's going to the gate. We have to hurry. Chase clutched the map pieces, his hands shaking. The shadow's trying to stop us. What's it planning? Spider-Man's voice was firm. We'll find out. Hannah's roll got us this far. We're not backing down. Hannah nuzzled Mirabel's hand. Thank you. I was so scared, but you helped me roll again. Mirabel tucked the shards into her pocket, her jaw set. We'll stop that shadow and open the gate. The heart's almost ours. The map pieces in Chase's backpack glowed, slowly fitting together. The gate loomed ahead, its vines thicker than ever. The zoo's magic pulsed, but the shadow's hiss lingered. A new voice whispered from the trees, soft and kind, "The final test awaits." Was it the keeper? And what lay beyond the gate? Episode 11, The Wobbly Wolf. The enchanted zoo glowed with a tense, vibrant energy, its trees and vines pulsing as Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man hurried toward the vine-covered gate. The two crystal shards in Mirabel's pocket hummed, forming half a heart, while the heart-shaped key weighed heavily, promising to unlock the gate. The keeper's whisper, "The final test awaits," echoed in Mirabel's mind, urging her forward. Her red headband bounced as she led the way, her heart set on stopping the shadow. Chase clutched his backpack, the map pieces slowly knitting together with a faint glow. Spider-Man swung through the clearing, his cheerful voice steadying the group. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful twirl. "That gate's our ticket to the heart. Let's get there before the shadow pulls another trick." Mirabel held the shards, her eyes bright. "The shadow's scared because we're close. If we help another animal, they might help us beat it to the gate." Chase shivered, his voice wobbly. "Those vines are thicker, Mirabel. The shadow's making it harder. What if we can't open the gate?" Mirabel nudged him. "We will, Chase. We've helped Hannah, Queenie, and the others. We're stronger than that shadow." The path wound through a misty forest where silver fog curled like friendly ghosts. A low, shaky howl drifted through the trees, not bold but uncertain. They followed it to a rocky outcrop where a wolf sat, her gray fur speckled with faint starry flecks. Her amber eyes blinked nervously, and her tail tucked low. "Who's there?" she whimpered, her voice soft. Mirabel stepped forward, her smile gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The wolf lifted her head, her ears twitching. "I'm Willow. Sorry for being so quiet. I'm not feeling very brave." Spider-Man sat on a rock, his mask tilting kindly. "No problem, Willow. What's going on? You look like you could use a friend." Willow's starry flecks flickered. "My howl used to be magical. It could clear the zoo's mists and open hidden doors. But now, it's just a wobble. I'm scared I'll mess up." Mirabel's heart ached. She imagined Willow's howl sweeping through the zoo, revealing secrets. "That sounds so powerful, Willow. We'll help you get your howl back. Promise." Chase tilted his head, curious. "What made your howl special before? Maybe that's the key." Willow shuffled her paws. "It felt like I was singing to the stars. I'd howl, and the zoo would answer, showing me the way. But now, I'm afraid I'll sound silly." Mirabel clapped. "Then we'll help you feel confident. What's something you love doing that makes you happy?" Willow's eyes sparkled a little. "I love running through the misty glade. It's a place where the fog swirls, and I can leap through it. Howling there feels like magic." Spider-Man jumped up. "Perfect. Let's head to the misty glade. A little running fun might spark your howl." Chase glanced at the map pieces, hesitant. "What about the gate? The shadow's probably there already." Mirabel shook her head. "Helping Willow might clear the way. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a foggy adventure." Willow led the way, her steps tentative but growing bolder. The forest opened into a glade where silver mist swirled, glowing with tiny star-like flecks. Willow bounded forward, leaping through the fog. Her starry flecks shimmered faintly, and she let out a soft, wobbly howl. The mist parted slightly, revealing a glimmering path. "You're doing it, Willow!" Mirabel cheered, running beside her. "Your howl's waking up." Willow smiled shyly. "It feels good. But I'm still nervous. What if my howl isn't strong enough?" Chase pulled a small harmonica from his backpack. "Look, Willow, I get being scared. But you're already howling. How about we make music together? My harmonica can help." Willow nodded, her tail wagging. Mirabel and Spider-Man joined in, clapping to the mist's rhythm. Spider-Man spun webs to mark the path through the fog. Willow leaped higher, her howl growing stronger. But as she reached a dense patch of mist, she froze. "This part's thick," she whispered. "What if I get lost?" Mirabel stood beside her. "You won't, Willow. You're brave. Think of how free running makes you." Spider-Man spun a web to guide her. "We're right here, Willow. Howl on." Willow took a deep breath, leaped through the mist, and howled. Her voice rang out, clear and bright, like a song to the stars. The mist cleared, revealing a stone vault carved with wolf shapes. Willow's starry flecks blazed, and the vault's door creaked open, revealing another crystal shard inside, pulsing with zoo magic. "We found it!" Mirabel gasped, grabbing the shard. "Willow, your howl opened the vault." Willow wagged her tail, howling again. "I did it! My magic's back!" Chase stared at the shard, amazed. "That's 3 shards. The heart's almost complete." Spider-Man high-fived Willow's paw. "You're a howling superstar, Willow. You cleared the way." Mirabel held the 3 shards, which clicked together, forming most of a glowing heart. "One more shard, and we'll have the whole heart. The gate's next." But a cold wind swept through the glade. The shadowy figure slunk into view, its smoky form larger, its glowing eyes blazing. It hissed, "You're too late," and merged with a massive, misty beast, its claws glinting. The beast roared, blocking the path to the gate. Mirabel's heart raced. "It's stronger," she shouted, clutching the shards. Chase clutched the map pieces, his hands shaking. "That thing's huge. What do we do?" Spider-Man's voice was calm. "Stay together. Willow's howl got us this far. We'll face this beast." Willow howled softly, her starry flecks glowing. "Thank you. I was so scared, but you helped me sing again." Mirabel tucked the shards into her pocket, her jaw set. "We'll stop that beast and open the gate. The heart's ours." The map pieces in Chase's backpack glowed brighter, fully reforming the map. The gate loomed ahead, its vines pulsing with dark energy. The zoo's magic surged, but the beast's roar shook the glade. Could they defeat it? And what was the final shard's hiding place? Episode 12, The Nervous Newt. The enchanted zoo thrummed with a fierce, glowing energy, its misty glade trembling under the shadow's beastly roar. The massive creature, formed from the shadow's smoky form, blocked the path to the vine-covered gate, its claws glinting with dark power. Mirabel clutched the 3 crystal shards, their heart shape almost complete, while the heart-shaped key in her pocket pulsed with promise. The reformed map in Chase's backpack glowed, pointing to the gate, but the beast stood in their way. Mirabel adjusted her red headband, her heart pounding with determination. Chase gripped his backpack, his eyes wide with fear. Spider-Man swung from a web, his cheerful voice rallying the group. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a bold spin. "That beast's big, but we're bigger in spirit. Let's find a way past it and open that gate." Mirabel held the shards, her voice steady. "The heart's almost complete. If we help another animal, they might help us face the beast and find the last shard." Chase shivered, his voice shaky. "That thing's huge, Mirabel. It's not just a shadow anymore. What if we can't stop it?" Mirabel nudged him. "We will, Chase. We've helped Willow, Hannah, and the others. We're not backing down." A soft splash echoed from a nearby stream, like tiny feet paddling in water. They turned to see a newt, his slick skin shimmering with faint rainbow hues, peeking from the water's edge. His big eyes blinked nervously, and he ducked under a lily pad when he saw them. "Who's there?" he squeaked, his voice trembling. Mirabel knelt, her smile gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The newt poked his head out, his tail flicking. "I'm Noah. Sorry for hiding. I'm just scared of everything right now." Spider-Man sat by the stream, his mask tilting kindly. "No worries, Noah. We're facing a big beast, but we'll help you too." "What's going on?" Noah's rainbow hues flickered. "My colors used to be magical. I could change them to show hidden paths or scare away bad things. But now, they're dull. I'm too nervous to try." Mirabel's heart tugged. She imagined Noah's colors lighting the zoo, revealing secrets. "That sounds so cool, Noah. We'll help you get your colors back. Maybe they'll help us beat the beast." Chase tilted his head, curious. "What made your colors special before?" "Maybe that's the key." Noah climbed onto a rock. "It felt like I was painting the zoo. I'd change colors, and the paths would glow. But now, I'm afraid I'll mess up or fade away." Mirabel clapped. "Then we'll help you feel brave. What's something you love doing that makes you happy?" Noah's eyes sparkled a little. "I love swimming in the rainbow pools. They're sparkly waters that reflect my colors. Changing colors there feels like magic." Spider-Man jumped up. "Perfect. Let's head to the rainbow pools. A little swimming fun might spark your colors and show us a way past that beast." Chase glanced at the beast, hesitant. "What about the gate? That thing's blocking it." Mirabel shook her head. "Helping Noah might reveal a new path. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a colorful adventure." Noah led the way, his small legs pattering toward the stream's source. The glade opened into a clearing where pools shimmered with every color of the rainbow, their surfaces dancing with light. Noah dove in, his skin flickering with faint hues. He swam in loops, and the water glowed softly, reflecting his colors. "You're doing it, Noah!" Mirabel cheered, splashing at the pool's edge. "Your colors are waking up." Noah smiled shyly. "It feels nice. But I'm still nervous. What if my colors don't work?" Chase pulled a small prism from his backpack, catching the light. "Look, Noah, I get being scared. But you're already shining. How about we swim with you? My prism can make rainbows too." Noah nodded, his tail swishing. Mirabel and Spider-Man waded in, splashing playfully. Spider-Man spun webs to reflect the pool's colors, creating a dazzling display. Chase waved his prism, its rainbows dancing with Noah's hues. Noah swam faster, his colors shifting from blue to red to green. But as he reached a deep pool, a ripple shook the water, and his colors dimmed. "Oh no," he squeaked, hiding under a leaf. "Spider-Man, help him!" Mirabel shouted. Spider-Man spun a web to calm the water. Noah peeked out, trembling. "I knew it," he whispered. "I can't keep my colors bright." Mirabel knelt by the pool. "You were so close, Noah. That ripple wasn't your fault. Think of how happy swimming makes you. Let that fill your colors." Noah took a deep breath, his skin shimmering. He swam again, his colors blazing like a rainbow. The pools glowed, and a hidden path shimmered beyond the clearing, winding around the beast toward the gate. Noah's hues pulsed, revealing a final crystal shard gleaming on a stone by the path. "We found it!" Mirabel gasped, grabbing the shard. "Noah, your colors showed us the way." Noah splashed happily, his colors steady. "I did it! My magic's back!" Chase stared at the shard, amazed. "That's the last piece. The heart's complete." Spider-Man high-fived Noah's tiny paw. "You're a colorful superstar, Noah. You outsmarted that beast." Mirabel held the 4 shards, which clicked together, forming a glowing crystal heart. It pulsed with zoo magic, warm and alive. "This is it. The heart the keeper told us to find." But the beast roared, shaking the glade. Its smoky form grew, its claws swiping at the path. It hissed, "You'll never reach the gate," and lunged, blocking the new route Noah's colors had revealed. Mirabel's heart raced. "We're so close," she shouted, clutching the heart. Chase clutched the map, his hands shaking. "It's not giving up. How do we get past it?" Spider-Man's voice was calm. "Stay together. Noah's colors showed us the way. We'll find a way through." Noah splashed softly, his colors glowing. "Thank you. I was so nervous, but you helped me shine." Mirabel tucked the heart into her pocket, her jaw set. "We'll face that beast and open the gate. The zoo's counting on us." The path Noah revealed glowed faintly, winding toward the gate. The map in Chase's backpack pulsed, guiding them. The zoo's magic surged, but the beast's claws loomed large. Could they bypass it? And what would the gate reveal? Episode 13, The Courageous Cricket. The enchanted zoo pulsed with a vibrant, urgent glow, its misty glade trembling under the shadow's beastly roar. The massive creature, its smoky form towering with glinting claws, blocked the glowing path Noah's colors had revealed to the vine-covered gate. Mirabel clutched the completed crystal heart, its warm pulse matching her own heartbeat. The heart-shaped key in her pocket and the glowing map in Chase's backpack pointed to the gate, but the beast stood in their way. Mirabel adjusted her red headband, her heart blazing with determination. Chase gripped his backpack, his eyes wide with fear. Spider-Man swung from a web, his cheerful voice rallying the group. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a bold spin. "That beast's tough, but we've got the heart. Let's find a way past it and open that gate." Mirabel held the crystal heart, her voice steady. "The heart's complete, but we need to reach the gate. If we help another animal, they might help us weaken that beast." Chase shivered, his voice shaky. "It's so big, Mirabel. It's not just a shadow anymore. What if we can't get through?" Mirabel nudged him. "We will, Chase. We've helped Noah, Willow, and the others. We're almost there." A soft, trembling chirp echoed from the grass, like a tiny song fighting to be heard. They turned to see a cricket, his green wings flickering with faint golden light, hopping nervously near a glowing flower. His big eyes blinked, and he froze when he saw the beast. "Who's there?" he squeaked, his voice barely audible. Mirabel knelt, her smile gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What's your name?" The cricket hopped closer, his wings fluttering. "I'm Cricket. Sorry for being so quiet. That big thing scares me." Spider-Man sat by the flower, his mask tilting kindly. "No worries, Cricket. We're facing that beast too, but we'll help you." "What's going on?" Cricket's wings flickered. "My chirp used to be magical. It could calm the zoo and make bad things weaker. But now, it's too soft. I'm too scared to try." Mirabel's heart tugged. She imagined Cricket's chirp soothing the zoo, even taming the beast. "That sounds so special, Cricket. We'll help you get your chirp back. It might help us beat that beast." Chase tilted his head, curious. "What made your chirp special before?" "Maybe that's the key." Cricket rubbed his wings. "It felt like I was singing for everyone. I'd chirp, and the zoo would feel safe. But now, I'm afraid I'll sound weak." Mirabel clapped. "Then we'll help you feel brave. What's something you love doing that makes you happy?" Cricket's eyes sparkled a little. "I love hopping through the glowing grass. It's a place where the grass sings when I touch it. Chirping there feels like I'm part of the zoo's song." Spider-Man jumped up. "Perfect. Let's head to the glowing grass. A little hopping fun might spark your chirp and weaken that beast." Chase glanced at the beast, hesitant. "What about the gate? That thing's blocking the path." Mirabel shook her head. "Helping Cricket might give us an edge. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a musical adventure." Cricket led the way, his small hops growing bolder. The glade opened into a field where grass glowed green and gold, each blade humming softly when brushed. Cricket hopped between them, his wings flickering brighter. He let out a soft chirp, and the grass sang back, its tune gentle but clear. "You're doing it, Cricket!" Mirabel cheered, hopping beside him. "Your chirp's waking up." Cricket smiled shyly. "It feels nice. But I'm still nervous. What if my chirp isn't strong enough?" Chase pulled a small bell from his backpack. "Look, Cricket, I get being scared. But you're already chirping. How about we sing with you? My bell can help." Cricket nodded, his wings buzzing. Mirabel and Spider-Man joined in, clapping to the grass's hum. Spider-Man spun webs to make a glowing stage for Cricket. He hopped higher, his chirp growing stronger. But as he reached a tall blade, the beast's roar shook the field, and his chirp faltered. "Oh no," he squeaked, hiding in the grass. "Spider-Man, help him!" Mirabel shouted. Spider-Man spun a web to shield Cricket. He peeked out, trembling. "I knew it," he whispered. "I can't face that thing." Mirabel knelt beside him. "You were so close, Cricket. That roar wasn't your fault. Think of how happy chirping makes you. Let that fill your song." Cricket took a deep breath, his wings steadying. He hopped onto the web stage, closed his eyes, and chirped. His voice rang out, clear and bright, like a melody woven with courage. The grass glowed, and the beast staggered, its smoky form shrinking slightly. A path to the gate shimmered clearer, its vines loosening under Cricket's song. I did it! Cricket chirped, his wings blazing. My magic's back! Mirabel hugged the air near him. You're amazing, Cricket! You weakened the beast! Chase stared at the path, amazed. The gate's closer. Your chirp's making it easier. Spider-Man high-fived Cricket's wing. You're a chirping superstar, Cricket. You gave us a fighting chance. Mirabel held the crystal heart, its glow stronger. Cricket's chirp opened the way. We're almost at the gate. But the beast roared again, though weaker, its claws still blocking the path. It hissed, "You'll never win," and swiped, shaking the ground. Mirabel clutched the heart, her heart racing. We're not stopping, she shouted. Chase gripped the map, his hands steadying. The beast's weaker, but it's still there. How do we get past it? Spider-Man's voice was calm. Together. Cricket's chirp showed us the way. We'll make it. Cricket chirped softly, his glow steady. Thank you. I was so scared, but you helped me sing. Mirabel tucked the heart into her pocket, her jaw set. We'll reach that gate and place the heart. The zoo's magic is ours. The path to the gate glowed brighter, its vines thinning. The map in Chase's backpack pulsed, guiding them. The zoo's magic surged, but the beast's weakened form loomed. A soft whisper echoed, like the keeper's voice, "Unity is your strength." Could they defeat the beast? And what would the gate reveal about the zoo's heart? Episode 14, The United Unicorns. The enchanted zoo shimmered with a fierce, hopeful glow, its glowing grass swaying as Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man stood on the path Cricket's chirp had strengthened. The Shadow's beast, weakened but still looming, guarded the vine-covered gate, its smoky claws glinting with fading power. Mirabel clutched the crystal heart, its complete glow pulsing like a star. The heart-shaped key in her pocket and the glowing map in Chase's backpack pointed to the gate, now closer than ever. The keeper's whisper, "Unity is your strength," echoed in Mirabel's mind, urging her forward. Her red headband bounced as she led the way, her heart blazing with courage. Chase gripped his backpack, his fear easing into determination. Spider-Man swung from a web, his cheerful voice rallying the group. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a bold twirl. "That beast's on its last legs, and we've got the heart. Let's reach that gate and finish this." Mirabel held the crystal heart, her voice steady. Cricket's chirp weakened the beast. If we help another animal, they might help us get past it for good. Chase nodded, his voice steadier. The gate's so close, Mirabel. But that beast's still in the way. What if it fights back? Mirabel squeezed his arm. We'll face it together, Chase. We've helped Cricket, Noah, and the others. We're unstoppable. A soft, sparkling neigh echoed through the glade, like bells caught in a breeze. They turned to see two unicorns, their white coats shimmering with faint silver light, standing by a glowing tree. Their horns flickered weakly, and their big eyes blinked nervously as they saw the beast. "Who's there?" one unicorn whinnied, her voice trembling. Mirabel stepped forward, her smile gentle. "Hi. I'm Mirabel. This is Chase and Spider-Man. We're here to help. What are your names?" The first unicorn tossed her mane. "I'm Una. This is my sister, Uma. Sorry for being shy. That big creature's scary." Spider-Man sat by the tree, his mask tilting kindly. "No worries, Una and Uma. We're tackling that beast too. What's going on with you? Booma's horn flickered. Our horns used to sparkle with magic. They could heal the zoo and make everything stronger. But now, they're dim. We're too nervous to try. Mirabel's heart tugged. She imagined the unicorn sparkles lifting the zoo's magic, maybe even stopping the beast. That sounds so beautiful, Una and Uma. We'll help you get your sparkles back. They might help us reach the gate. Chase tilted his head, curious. What made your horns sparkle before? Maybe that's the key. Una pawed the ground. It felt like sharing kindness. We'd sparkle, and the zoo would glow brighter. But now, we're afraid we'll fail. Mirabel clapped. Then we'll help you feel confident. What's something you love doing that makes you happy? Booma's eyes sparkled a little. We love prancing through the silver grove. It's a place with glowing trees that dance with our steps. Sparking there feels like magic. Spider-Man jumped up. Perfect. Let's head to the Silver Grove. A little prancing fun might spark your horns and clear that beast. Chase glanced at the beast, hesitant. What about the gate? It's right there. Mirabel shook her head. Helping Una and Uma will make us stronger. Come on, Chase, it'll be like a sparkly adventure. Una and Uma led the way, their hoofs tapping lightly. The glade opened into a grove where trees glowed silver, their branches swaying like a gentle waltz. Una pranced first, her horn flickering with faint light. Uma followed, their steps sinking. The trees shimmered, reflecting their glow. You're doing it. Mirabel cheered, dancing beside them. Your horns are waking up. Una smiled shyly. It feels nice. But we're still nervous. What if our sparkles aren't enough? Chase pulled a small mirror from his backpack. Look, Una and Uma, I get being scared. But you're already sparkling. How about we dance with you? My mirror can catch your light. Una nodded, her mane tossing. Mirabel and Spider-Man joined in, twirling to the tree's rhythm. Spider-Man spun webs to make a glowing dance floor. Chase waved his mirror, its reflections bouncing with the unicorn's light. Una and Uma pranced faster, their horns glowing brighter. But as they reached a tall tree, the beast's weak roar shook the grove, and their horns dimmed. Oh no! Uma whinnied, freezing. Spider-Man, help them! Mirabel shouted. Spider-Man spun a web to steady them. Una trembled. We knew it. We can't face that thing. Mirabel stood beside them. You were so close, Una and Uma. That roar wasn't your fault. Think of how happy prancing makes you. Let that fill your sparkles. Uma took a deep breath, her horn flickering. The sisters pranced again, their hooves in perfect sync. Their horns blazed with silver light, and the grove glowed like a starry night. The beast staggered, its smoky form shrinking further, its claws fading. The path to the gate cleared, its vines wilting under the unicorn's sparkles. We did it! Una whinnied, her horn blazing. Our magic's back! Mirabel hugged the air near them. You're amazing! You weakened the beast even more. Chase stared at the gate, amazed. The vines are almost gone. Your sparkles are winning. Spider-Man high-fived their hooves. You're sparkling superstars, Una and Uma. You cleared the way. Mirabel held the crystal heart, its glow surging. Your sparkles made the path open. We're ready for the gate. But the beast, though smaller, growled, its eyes glaring. It hissed, "You'll lose everything," and swiped at the gate's heart-shaped lock, causing dark vines to pulse one last time. Mirabel clutched the heart, her heart racing. "We're not losing," she shouted. Chase gripped the map, his hands steady. "It's almost gone, but it's still fighting. How do we finish it?" Spider-Man's voice was calm. "Together. Una and Uma showed us unity. We'll open that gate." Una and Uma nuzzled Mirabel's hand. "Thank you. We were so nervous, but you helped us shine." Mirabel tucked the heart into her pocket, her jaw set. "We'll place the heart and stop the beast. The zoo's magic is ours." The gate loomed, its vines crumbling. The map in Chase's backpack glowed, guiding them. The zoo's magic surged, but the beast's final swipe lingered. A soft whisper echoed, like the keeper's voice, "The heart's home awaits." Could they defeat the beast for good? And what would the gate unleash? Episode 15, The Final Stand. The Enchanted Zoo blazed with a radiant, hopeful light, its silver grove shimmering as Mirabel, Chase, and SPI miserably faced the vine-covered gate. The Shadow's beast, now a frail, smoky figure weakened by Una and Uma's sparkles, clung to the gate's heart-shaped lock, its glowing eyes flickering with desperation. Mirabel clutched the glowing crystal heart, its complete form pulsing like the zoo's heartbeat. The heart-shaped key in her pocket hummed, ready to unlock the gate. The map in Chase's backpack glowed, confirming their path. The keeper's whisper, "The heart's home awaits," fueled Mirabel's courage. Her red headband bounced as she stepped forward, her heart fierce with determination. Chase gripped his backpack, his fear replaced by resolve. Spider-Man swung from a web, his cheerful voice rallying the group. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a bold spin. "That beast's on its last breath, and we've got the heart. Let's open that gate and save the zoo." Mirabel held the crystal heart, her voice steady. Una and Uma cleared the way. "We just need to place the heart and stop the beast for good." Chase nodded, his voice firm. "The vines are crumbling, Mirabel. But that beast's still fighting. What if it tries something?" Mirabel squeezed his arm. "We'll face it together, Chase. We've helped Ellie, Cricket, and the others. This is our moment." A soft rustle echoed from the grove, and the animals they'd helped appeared, Ellie trumpeting, Samuel chirping, Tulip glowing, Levi roaring, and more. Their magic lit the glade, their eyes shining with trust. Mirabel's heart swelled. "Look, they're all here. We're not alone." Before they could reach the gate, the beast hissed, its smoky form coiling around the lock. "You'll fail," it rasped, swiping weakly. Dark vines pulsed, trying to seal the gate one last time. Mirabel stepped forward, her voice bold. "We won't fail. The zoo's magic is stronger than you." Spider-Man shot a web, pinning the beast's claws. "Time to shine, team. Let's get that heart in place." Chase pulled the key from Mirabel's pocket, his hands steady. "I'll unlock it. You place the heart, Mirabel." The animals surged forward, their magic weaving together. Ellie's trumpet shook the vines, Samuel's navigation guided their steps, and Cricket's chirp weakened the beast further. Mirabel ran toward the gate, the crystal heart glowing brighter. The beast lunged, its smoky form flickering, but Spider-Man swung in, spinning webs to distract it. "Go, Mirabel," he shouted. Chase reached the lock, the key clicking into place. The gate hummed, its vines wilting. Mirabel climbed the gate's steps, the heart warm in her hands. The beast hissed, "No," and swiped, but Una and Uma pranced forward, their horns sparkling. The beast shrank, its form unraveling like mist. "Now, Mirabel!" Chase called. Mirabel placed the crystal heart into a glowing pedestal at the gate's center. The heart pulsed, sending a wave of light across the zoo. The vines dissolved, the gate swung open, and the beast vanished with a final, fading hiss. The zoo blazed with color, its trees, flowers, and animals glowing brighter than ever. Ellie trumpeted, Levi roared, and Finn's light danced in the air. "We did it!" Mirabel cheered, hugging Chase. "The zoo's magic is back!" Spider-Man landed beside them, high-fiving everyone. "You kids are heroes! Look at this place shine!" Chase grinned, his backpack light now. "The beast's gone, and the heart's home. We really saved the zoo." The animals gathered around, nuzzling and chirping. Tulip's shell glowed, Noah's colors sparkled, and Willow howled happily. Mirabel's heart felt full, like the zoo was thanking them. But a soft breeze swirled, and the keeper appeared, his vine cloak shimmering. His kind eyes twinkled as he spoke. "Young heroes," the keeper said, "you've restored the zoo's heart through kindness, courage, and unity. The magic lives because of you." Mirabel beamed. "We couldn't have done it without the animals. They're the real magic." The keeper nodded. "True. But the zoo needs guardians to keep its magic safe. Will you three accept this role?" Mirabel's eyes widened. "Guardians? Us?" Chase gulped. "That's a big job. What if we mess up?" Spider-Man chuckled, patting Chase's shoulder. "You won't. You've got heart, kid. And I'll stick around to help." Mirabel clutched the crystal heart, now part of the gate's pedestal. "We'll do it. For the zoo and all its animals." The keeper smiled. "Then it's settled. But beware, the zoo holds more secrets, and other realms may need you." Chase tilted his head. "Other realms? Like more zoos?" The keeper's eyes twinkled, but he vanished without answering, leaving a glowing vine that pointed to the portal home. The animals cheered, their magic lighting the glade. Ellie sprayed water playfully, and Samuel fluttered around Mirabel's head. "We'll miss you," Tulip said, her shell sparkling. Mirabel hugged the air near them. "We'll come back. You're our friends now." As they turned toward the portal, the gate pulsed, its heart glowing stronger. The zoo felt alive, its magic secure, but the keeper's words lingered. What other secrets hid in this world? And what did being guardians mean? Spider-Man led the way, his webs guiding them. "Come on, team. Let's head home." But something tells me this isn't the end. Mirabel's heart raced with excitement. The portal shimmered, ready to take them back to Willow Creek. But as they stepped closer, a faint glow caught her eye, coming from the gate's pedestal. Was it a new clue? Or a sign of more adventures to come? Episode 16, The Zoo's New Dawn. The Enchanted Zoo glowed with a joyful, radiant light, its silver grove alive with the chatter of animals and the sparkle of restored magic. The vine-covered gate stood open, its crystal heart pulsing like a star in the pedestal, a testament to Mirabel, Chase, and Spider-Man's victory over the Shadow's beast. The keeper's words, "The zoo needs guardians," warmed Mirabel's heart as she stood with her friends, the animals they'd helped gathered around. Ellie trumpeted, Samuel chirped, and Una and Uma pranced, their horns sparkling. Mirabel's red headband bounced as she hugged the air near them, her heart full of pride. Chase clutched his now light backpack, a grin replacing his usual worry. Spider-Man swung from a glowing vine, his cheerful voice filling the glade. "All right, team," Spider-Man said, landing with a playful twirl. "We saved the zoo, and now we're guardians. Not a bad day's work, huh?" Mirabel beamed, her eyes shining. "We did it together. The animals, the heart, everything. This place feels like home now." Chase nodded, his voice steady. "I was so scared, Mirabel, but we're heroes. What do guardians do next?" Mirabel squeezed his shoulder. "We keep the zoo safe, Chase. And maybe explore those other realms the keeper mentioned." The animals gathered closer, their magic weaving a warm glow. Levi roared softly, his mane blazing. Tulip's shell sparkled, and crickets' chirp danced in the air. Ellie stepped forward, her trunk curling gently. "You gave us our magic back," she said, her voice warm. "We'll never forget you." Mirabel's heart swelled. "We'll never forget you either, Ellie. You're all so brave." Spider-Man high-fived Levi's paw. "You animals are the real stars. We just helped you shine." As they laughed, a soft breeze swirled, and the keeper appeared, his vine cloak shimmering like starlight. His kind eyes twinkled as he spoke. "Young guardians, the zoo thrives because of your courage and kindness. Its magic is yours to protect." Mirabel tilted her head. "You said there are other realms. Are there more zoos like this one?" The keeper's smile was mysterious. "The world holds many wonders, Mirabel. Some may call to you in time. For now, return home, but keep your hearts open." Chase gulped. "That sounds like a big adventure. Will we be ready?" Spider-Man chuckled, patting Chase's shoulder. "You're ready for anything, kid. And I'll be here, swinging through the vines." The keeper raised a hand, and the portal to Willow Creek shimmered brighter, its rainbow colors swirling. "Go with pride," he said. "The zoo will always welcome its guardians." He vanished, leaving a glowing vine that curled toward the portal. The animals cheered, their voices blending into a joyful song. Finn's glow swirled, Noah's colors sparkled, and Willow howled happily. Una and Uma pranced, their horns casting silver light. Mirabel hugged the air near each animal, her eyes misty. "We'll come back," she promised. "You're our friends forever." Samuel fluttered around her head, chirping. "Fly back soon, Mirabel. The zoo's brighter with you." Chase waved at Tulip, his grin wide. "Thanks for glowing the way, Tulip. I'll never forget it." Spider-Man led the way to the portal, his webs marking the path. "Come on, team. Time to head home. But something tells me we'll be back." Mirabel took one last look at the zoo, its glowing trees and happy animals filling her with warmth. The crystal heart in the gate's pedestal pulsed, its light steady and strong. She stepped toward the portal, Chase and Spider-Man beside her. The world spun, colors swirling, and they landed softly in the library's basement in Willow Creek. The portal faded, leaving the dusty shelves and the glowing book that started it all. "Whoa," Chase whispered, adjusting his glasses. "We're really back." Mirabel grinned, her red headband snug. "But we're guardians now, Chase. That's forever." Spider-Man stretched, his mask grinning. "Gotta say, you kids make a great team. I'll stick around, just in case another portal pops up." They climbed the basement stairs, tiptoeing past Mrs. Williams, who was still shelving books. Outside, Willow Creek's maple trees whispered in the evening breeze, and fireflies danced like tiny echoes of the zoo. Mirabel's heart raced with the memory of their adventure, but the keeper's words about other realms sparked a new curiosity. As they reached the library's door, Chase paused, pointing to a shelf. "Look, Mirabel. That book's glowing again." Mirabel turned, her eyes widening. The emerald book that opened the portal shimmered, its symbols swirling like living ink. A faint hum filled the air, and a new symbol appeared on its cover, a star inside a circle, pulsing with promise. "What's that?" Chase asked, his voice hushed. Mirabel's heart skipped. "I don't know, but it feels like another adventure. Maybe another zoo needs us." Spider-Man chuckled, slinging a web to the ceiling. "Ready when you are, Guardians. The world's full of magic." The library grew quiet, but the book's glow lingered, a beacon for their next quest. The Enchanted Zoo was safe, its animals shining with magic, but new mysteries waited. What did the star symbol mean? And where would their guardian hearts lead them next? Thank you for listening to these incredible stories. Our team would really appreciate it if you give us a like and comment. Your opinion is very important to us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed.